Hey everybody, it's Sonny Star. Welcome to my YouTube channel. It's been a couple days since I've checked in with everybody, and obviously I'm always in my favorite place on the patio above the city of Zihuatanejo, Mexico. My husband and I moved here, if you don't know, about 2 months ago. And these videos are just to document things that we found out as immigrants that possibly people don't know. So today's lesson or information that I'm going to provide to you is all about the sights and sounds in Mexico. I like to tell my friends that we actually live on a farm, on a freeway. That's also a dog rescue next to a hospital. And let me tell you what I mean by that. So in Mexico, where we live, chickens and roosters are people's pets and favorite animals, and they love them, and that's great. Different culture from the US. But we have a couple of houses down that actually raise roosters, and those are their pets, and they're also their main source of income because they raise them, and I think they're fighting roosters. We also have a house down below us on another street, and they also have roosters and chickens. And every single morning at 2:30 in the morning, that is your wake-up call. And when one rooster starts, all of the others respond, and it becomes a whole conversation of chickens and roosters for the next 2-3 hours, and they just don't stop. Which is okay. You have to, I guess you either have to get used to that or you have to get earplugs. In addition to that, we have, I guess, we're probably about 5 or 6 blocks from any type of main thoroughfare, but on our street up here, there is some traffic, and there's no regulation here on mufflers or how loud your car can be, or if it can smoke, or if it has flat tires or windshields or whatever. There are motorcycles and vehicles everywhere, and they're loud, and they play their music really loud. And so at night, even though we don't live on a busy thoroughway, we have people driving by our house all night long, and we sleep in the back of the house, so we, are away from all of that, most of it, but you can still hear the traffic noise in the house, especially because we like to sleep with our windows open because you get such a great breeze, because you're by the ocean, you're by the Pacific Ocean, so we get such a great breeze. So either you learn to sleep through that, or you're going to be up all night, or once again, earplugs. In addition, here, everybody loves their dogs and believe that dogs should bark all day long because that is a deterrent for somebody to break into your house, which I don't understand that thinking, but okay. So, along with the roosters at 2:30 in the morning, once the roosters start, then the dogs start to bark. And there's lots of dogs. I mean, lots of dogs. And they're behind gates, and some of them are strays. The ones that people own seem to be the most problematic, in my opinion, because they just let them bark all day long. The people who live next door to us have 3 little small dogs. Now, we're on the 5th and 6th floor, so we're kind of high up, and, some of that doesn't come up to us. But the lady on the 1st floor who lives down there, I would have to have a conversation with the people because those 3 dogs bark from the time they get up in the morning until the time they go to bed at night. I mean, it is non-stop barking, and they bark at the wind. I mean, they just bark at anything. It doesn't matter what it is. And we have 3 small dogs. Our dogs bark when somebody comes to the door or if somebody comes in that they don't know. And in my opinion, that's how it should be. But different culture, good, bad, or indifferent, know that you're going to have chickens, barking dogs, and some traffic. And then we also live about 4 blocks away from a hospital. And when we lived in Vancouver, we lived 4 blocks away from a hospital. So we're very used to sirens and stuff like that. And the sirens are absolutely less here. There's not so many emergency vehicles and that. But, you have roosters, barking dogs, traffic, and sirens. And all of that can go on every day, all night, all whatever. And then on the weekends, or not even on the weekends, maybe during the week, You have little bands that play, you know, and you can hear them from whether they're across the freeway or whether they're, you know, over here by us. The bands play and they sing until 3, 4 o'clock in the morning until it's time for them to go home. And that's another thing. I mean, it's just part of the culture. The roosters, the dogs, the bands, the music, the celebration. Everything's a celebration over here, which is great. You know, other than Cinco de Mayo. Cinco de Mayo is not a celebration, which today is Cinco de Mayo. But they do. They celebrate everything, and they set off M80s, you know, as a celebratory thing. And it's just things that, you know, we just don't anticipate as Americans. So we've adapted and we've gotten used to it, and, you know, it's all good. But people need to understand that your expectations need to be set accordingly. If you're coming to a foreign country, it is not going to be like what you experienced in the U.S. It's just not. Like I said, for us, it's fine, and we like where we live, and we like our house, and you know, there are a lot of things that are very, very, very positive here, but there's a lot of things that, you know, we don't care for. We don't care for the traffic. I mean, there are no rules of the road here. If you're stopped at a stoplight, 18 cars can go around and get in front of you and try and shoot out into traffic first, and then a motorcycle will go the other way, and then all the little buses and all the taxis and everybody. So they're coming from all different directions. I haven't gotten behind the wheel. Rodney's the defensive driver, and he's done great over here, but there are really no traffic laws other than stoplights, and the stoplights really don't mean anything as far as people passing you on either side of your vehicle. I'll never complain about traffic again, ever. And I won't drive over here unless we're going out somewhere where we're not in city traffic. You know, if we're on highway traffic, I'm good with that. But just things that you need to be aware of. So, you know, thanks for joining me